Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to the Let's Talk F1 YouTube channel. Today it is the Hungarian Grand Prix post-race review. A alright race, pretty decent race overall. Not a spectacular race, but I wouldn't say it a boring race either. Few moments of drama, few nice overtakes. Yeah, a pretty decent Hungarian Grand Prix overall. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, because I will very much appreciate that, and it helps the algorithm push out the video, which means more people reach the video, and it helps me out pretty much. So if you enjoy it, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want, but it would massively help me out. This is only the third video on the channel. We're going to do the similar thing to the British Grand Prix. I've got notes on my phone that I'm going to go through. No script, off the dome, yeah, just winging it really. So, first of all, the big point, Red Bull and Max Verstappen, but more Red Bull, make history. A record-breaking race for the Red Bull team. 12 consecutive wins dating back to Bahrain, Abu Dhabi last year, and then the 11 races so far this year. Yeah, they beat McLaren's record, very, very prestigious record. So yeah, big props to them. Max Verstappen dominated once again. I mean, I see Red Bull winning every race, to be honest. I mean, the car is just ridiculously quick. It's so much quicker than everybody else. Like, even Perez was quick, so you know the car's very good. Yeah, he had a good cut through the field, but I'll talk about Perez later. But yeah, very historic race. 12 wins. They beat McLaren's 11 wins in a row. But yeah, yeah, not really much else to say on Red Bull. Very, very good. Pace was good again. By far the best car at Hungary. But shockingly, he did not take pole, where Lewis Hamilton did a Lewis Hamilton and pulled that lap from God knows where. But an incredible lap from Lewis, getting him by 0.003 of a second. It was a tremendous lap, and we know that it was just a very good lap because the Mercedes pace wasn't great, to be honest. They were slower than the McLarens and obviously the Red Bull, and normally it's the other way around, where Mercedes are good in the race, poor in quali, whereas Lewis got pole somehow and then fell back in the race. Obviously he didn't have a great start, dropping back to fourth. Max and Piastri had brilliant starts. It was all about starting on the even side of the track before the race, and then we saw you wanted to be on the even side because, I mean, Oscar and Max flew off the line. Just overall, Mercedes, George Russell had a good fight through from 18th to 7th, I believe he finished, or 6th. I think he finished 7th or 6th, or 8th, something like that. Pretty good. Not as good as Perez, but still a very good recovery, and Lewis scored some decent points chasing Perez in the final few laps. I thought he needed probably 2 more laps maybe to get him, but he just ran out of time in the end. Lap traffic was quite an issue for like Norris, Perez, just in general. Lap traffic was a bit difficult today for the drivers, and definitely not ideal for them. Yeah, again, Mercedes pretty decent haul of points, not too bad. Let's go Aston Martin. Aston. I don't know where their pace has gone, but they've been overtaken by McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes now. So today they were the 5th quickest car, which is quite bad. They were behind the Red Bull, the McLaren, the Mercedes, and the Ferrari, and they finished 9th and 10th. So they need to sort out their issues, because they've gone from the 2nd quickest car to the 5th fifth quickest car on the grid, and they only scored 3 points, whereas Mercedes scored like, I don't know, 17 or something like that. So yeah, not great for them. It doesn't look like they will hold on to second in the constructors. I think Mercedes will get them. I think if McLaren are not, they're probably about 100 points behind Ferrari at the minute, because obviously they were crap. They're 80 points behind Ferrari and probably about 100 behind Aston Martin, but the McLaren is definitely the second quickest car now. We've seen that. In Hungary, and I said, most people said, if they're good in Hungary, they're going to be good anywhere, because that shows the downforce package is good on that McLaren, and they can pretty much go to any track now. I think Spa is going to be good for them, a high-speed track, but also got a few technical corners that need a nice bit of downforce. So I think Spa will be a good track for McLaren, but obviously I see Red Bull dominating the weekend, especially with the DRS effect, which didn't look as powerful at Hungary, but still they have a very good advantage over the rest of the field when using DRS. So that's obviously going to be a big thing around Spa, because of that huge long straight going into the chicane. And yeah, it's just you need a good top speed around there. So yeah, I expect McLaren to be competitive at Belgium, but I don't see them being quicker than Red Bull. I see them being the second quickest car again, and Norris should be on the podium again. Piastri, I was watching the race, and once again I felt bad for Piastri, because he drove well, had a fantastic start, and then McLaren, they kind of I don't want to swear, but kind of effed him over really, with the strategy, pitting him after Norris, even though he's lead driver on the track, which was a bit questionable. I thought, as a Lando and McLaren fan, but I also like Oscar. There's nothing wrong with him, but I feel like Lando did get priority that weekend, or the race, which was a bit confusing to me, even as a big Lando fan. It was a bit questionable to see, and not very good to see in general, because unless it was just Lando was really quick on the fresh tyres, it looked like they gave Lando the better strategy in order to get him ahead of Oscar. That could be far off, which probably might be, but it looked to me as they prioritise Lando over Oscar currently, which is not an awful thing, because Lando is probably the quicker driver right now. Give it a few years, give it next year even, and Oscar will be up there with Lando. He's with him now. Imagine him with 2-3 years of experience. He'll be right up there in the sharp end. And I believe McLaren is in a good spot right now in terms of a whole team infrastructure. I think Andreas Stella is going under the radar a little bit. I think he's made a few changes and it's worked. He's brought in good staff for the future, and next year with their new wind tunnel and new simulator, I think they're going to be competitive. Well, they have no excuse. They have no excuse. Next year they should be right at the sharp end with the Red Bulls and whoever's going to be competitive next year. But let's move on from McLaren. Alpine. Deary me. Alpine. Double DNF, I believe they did all of that preparation, and they drove 3 laps. Not even 3 laps, probably 2 and a bit laps in the Hungarian Grand Prix. 2 double DNFs in a row. Not great. Awful, to be blunt. Not great at all. Really, really poor. I wouldn't blame any driver. I think the driver to blame is Zhou, because he had an awful start. I think he stalled on the grid and then got going and then hit Ricciardo, and then Ricciardo hit Gasly, and then Gasly hit Ocon? Or no, was it Ricciardo hit Ocon? Yeah, Ricciardo hit Ocon, and then Ocon hit Gasly, and then both cars were done, had so much damage, and they just retired both of them. So, yeah, not much to say. Disappointed, but also not really in their control. I feel like Gasly was on the outside of turn one. He just had so much room to brake. He went so late on the brakes and overtook like 5 cars or something. And then he just had his teammate on the top of him. So, not ideal for Alpine. Really not ideal with McLaren scoring big. I think 6th is the highest they're going to finish now. I feel like with the top 5 is cemented with Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston. If Aston keep going down, maybe they can... but they're not going to catch them points-wise. But hey, they could do McLaren and be the best car on the grid. I don't know. It could happen, but probably not. Alfa Romeo. Wow. Did not expect this. Qualifying, unbelievable pace. Unbelievable. Brilliant pace. Qualified P5 and 7, I believe. 5th and 7th. And then Zhou dropped to 16th on the first lap. Then got a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. And then, due to Zhou getting a bad start, that also compromised Bottas, which was not ideal for Alfa. But they finally showed some pace. And they messed it up. But it was unfortunate. I think if they kept it clean, I don't see why they couldn't have had double points. Probably 7th and 8th, maybe. I think Russell and Perez would have got Zhou. So, I think 7th and 8th was the best they could do, probably. So, maybe not, actually, because the Ferraris were quick. But they look quicker than the Ferraris. So, yeah, I think 7th and 8th was possible for Alfa Romeo, but it was unfortunate. But Zhou stalled on the grid, or got anti-stall, and then that messed up Bottas. So, yeah, not great for Alfa. Definitely a missed opportunity for sure. And, yeah, it was pretty much a big disappointment on their side, seeing the potential in that car. With Spa, again, it's complete opposite track-wise. They're good in the low speed now, which is we've seen. They're good in the low speed. They've been good at a circuit for once, and they didn't capitalise on it, which is they can only blame themselves for that. But yeah, they had real potential. Williams, no pace really. Nothing to really say about them. Logan Sargent DNF because he had a spin at the chicane, and then they just brought him in because there's no point. He had one more lap to go, and there wasn't going to be no safety car or anything like that. So, yeah, Williams not really strong around here. They weren't expected to be quick, so nothing to say about Williams. Haas, again, nothing to say. They're slow again. Shock. Their race pace is just awful. I don't know why they're so slow in the race and in quick and quali. It is so bizarre, but hey, I don't know. They need to get on top of that though. And then finally, AlphaTauri, Daniel Ricciardo needs a big round of applause, everybody. He was phenomenal this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. He was very, very good. To out-qualify Tsunoda and beat him in the race in his first race back, that is ridiculous. Against it. And Hungary, it ain't that easy of a track to be your first one back. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, Perez and Ricciardo both had good weekends. Ricciardo just kept it clean. He did obviously get in the incident at turn 1, and then he made his way back up to 13th from 18th. So you got to give him props for that. So well done, Daniel Ricciardo. Tsunoda, not really much to say. The AlphaTauri is just not very quick, so they can't really expect points. So nothing to say on Tsunoda. But the guy I've ripped into all season long, well, especially last few races, is Sergio Perez. He's had a good race. I'm as kind, not a hater, but I feel like he shouldn't be there. Let's be honest, lads. He shouldn't be there. I'm honest. I don't think he deserves that seat. I think it deserves to be someone else's. I'm not going to say names, but yeah. But he had a good race. To be fair, he had a good race. He had a very good comeback. But big but here. Pause. He did qualify 9th in a Red Bull. Come on, Sergio. You shouldn't be qualifying 9th in a Red Bull. I don't care how bad your form is. You should not be qualifying 9th in that Red Bull. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing anything else. But he did show good pace in the race, to be fair to him. So, we got to give him his flowers. But, again, shouldn't be 9th on the grid. He made Q3. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's good. He actually made Q3 for once. But I shouldn't be saying that. He should be challenging for pole, for God's sake. But he should... I don't know how he's not second every race. How are you not second in every race? Or first? Because if Max has it like... Yes, he won... What? He won a race early in the year. Or 2. Or something like that. He won 2 races in the start of the season. And then Miami, from Miami, he's been crap. So, yeah, not ideal, but qualifying-wise. But he was quick in the race, to be fair to him. So, I got to give him credit for that. But yeah, I think I've waffled on enough. I think I've done every team. I think I have. If I haven't, then oh dear. But I think I have. Any big points? Lando back-to-back podiums for the first time in his career. Good job, Lando. Well done, son. Did he get priority? I believe so. But hey, what do I know? Ricciardo, well done. Perez qualified better. And congratulations to Red Bull for breaking a very, very big record. So, yeah, good job, Red Bull. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. If you like hearing me waffle for 20 minutes, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. As I said at the start, it pushes the video out into the algorithm. It puts more people makes people watch the video, and just reaches more people in general. So yeah, as I said, like and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but I'll appreciate it if you did. And I will see you in another video very, very soon. Peace.